This is unexpected, isn't it? Hang on, let me sort out the doings. Bloody hell, this is 3 nights on the row. In a row. On the bounce. I've forgotten how to find it now. Oh, there I am. That's it. That's the chap, isn't it? Ah. Oh. Aha. Now then. Oh, this is unusual. It's just you and me, mate. MCH _ 419. Oh, that's all right. I can grab my wine while I thought there might be a couple waiting. They're probably still looking at mustard. I'll just unwonk you. How's things anyway? You okay? How's that streetwise of yours? Still semi-buggered. Ugh. Hey, Stephen. Do you prefer Stephen or Steve? Or something else? How's life, Boaty? Life is quite sweet at the moment. I'm in one of those really good spots where things have gone right. I'm doing okay. I can afford to have the heating on. Oh God, hello, everybody's rocking up now. Yeah, things are good. I had a great day yesterday. You'll see in the videos to come. Christmas Day was great. We covered all this last night, didn't we? That's a problem. I can't remember what I've already said. But yesterday was cool. I love my new microwave. Really happy with that. And I think I told you I popped at the casino last night. And I kind of did all right, considering I didn't really have very much spare to piddle about with. So I threw 20 quid at the table. I play blackjack in casinos. Threw 20 quid on the table and came away with 200. So 180 quid profit, which was rather nice, and which I split between 3 rather lovely mums who had a bit of a tight Christmas, and the kids didn't really get much in the way of presents. So as it was just found money, certainly not my money, came courtesy of the Grosvenor Casino, Sheffield. I threw them 60 quid each to buy the kids some bits in the Boxing Day and New Year's sales and whatnot. I mean, I know it's not the same as on the day, but I suppose when you've, might come as a nice surprise when you've kind of accepted you're getting, very little, and then suddenly something will come along, or they can pop some heating on, or whatever. It was money that came from nowhere, and as it happens, this week, it'll all change next week, no doubt, but this week I'm actually okay, which is pretty bloody unusual, so I chucked it their way, and that was nice. I like doing things like that. Oh God help us. We're flicking through these, aren't we? How was Mustards? I was gutted I missed it. The week before, I left the restaurant at 10 and put him on my phone so at least I could hear him when I was driving home, and then dived straight in when I got home. But I didn't get home until whatever time it was, about 11:30 tonight, so I missed it all. But he looked quite professional, didn't he? He sounded good, and his kitchen was nice and tidy. And it kind of looked like quite a professional setup, and only caught the end of it. But he sounded a bit more comfortable and assured. So tell me, what did I miss? What came up? Was there any gossip? Who was calling me an arsehole behind my back? I bet loads of you were. Oh, yeah. Oh, hi Trace. You all right, pet? You don't mind me calling you Trace? Do you prefer Tracy? It's weird, isn't it, when you haven't actually met people that you think are like close friends and are part of your life, and you don't know basic things about them. I wouldn't know how to make you guys a cup of coffee. Who's here? Right, Simon isn't here. So I can safely say that I wouldn't know how to make any of you guys a cup of coffee in the morning. I wouldn't know whether you like milk, whether you like sugar, what sort of coffee you like. Some of you might like tea, in which case, as Simon would tell you, you would have to make it for yourself, because I don't make tea. Coffee, I will make you. Wine, I will pour you. I'll make you a cocktail, no problem at all. I'll make you a glass of Vimto. Tea, you're on your own. Who have we got? Stephen, I've said hello. Tracy said hello. The street rise is running, that's good. Ali Mac, hello mate, you okay? Rocket Max. Max Anthony is Elton John. Are you a tribute act then? Rocket Max. Hi Boaty, hope you've had a lovely festive period, love. Yeah, it's been great, thank you, and same back at you. I need to check out your channel. I'm guessing that you're, I don't need to guess, do I? It's fairly obvious. Your name is Max Anthony, or your stage name is Max Anthony, and you're an Elton John tribute, which is really cool. And we have something in common, because I used to be a tribute act, or I used to front a tribute act. It was called Hot August Night, and, well, actually the full name was Hot August Night, a Sparkling Diamond Tribute. It was a Neil Diamond tribute, and I fronted it. I was the vocalist. I was that man. So we should have a chat about that sort of thing. Bad books, hello buddy. Good evening, Bonnie lad. Should I say that in a Geordie accent? I might be going on a date with a Geordie, I might need, if any of you are Geordies, I might need to listen to you so I understand the bloody woman when she, oh hello, what's just happened? Tracy has become a channel member and has gone all green and shot to the top of the screen. Thank you, my lovely, very much appreciated. Cool. I think is that 5? 5 I've got now? Bloody hell. Who would have thought I would ever hit heights like that? Where did I get to? Dating Geordies. I'll tell you about that another time. When do you next see Nigella the caravan? Well, for a start, that caravan is not being called Nigella. I will come up with a proper name. Nigel is, I'm very fond of Nigel in the way that you're fond of a nephew, even though he's a bit dirty and scuzzy and eats with his mouth open and stuff. That's kind of the way I feel about Nigel. I feel quite avuncular. And I do love him, and I do recognise his magnificence. But on the other hand, parts of him are don't tell Mustard, but they're a bit shabby. You know what I mean. But yeah, it's the caravan's not going to be called Nigella. I will come up with a proper name. In my head, my working name for him, while I think of one, is the Mighty Gareth, and I have no idea why. MOT is due in mid-January. We're talking about MCH_419's Rover Streetwise, which, if you didn't know, if you're not a car person, there's no point telling you that it's a Rover 25 on stilts with some with some rubber bits glued onto it, because you won't know what a Rover 25 is. So it's one of those, what do they call them? On-road utility vehicles. In other words, it looks a bit like it's an off-road utility vehicle, but it's actually not. And we can't have a go at Rover for doing that, because, you know, it's a bit silly. But all the manufacturers were doing it at the time. And I actually think that they're quite cool. And I'll let you into a little secret. I would like one. And I actually inquired after one on Marketplace. And the guy never got back to me. So there we are. Now then. So I could do with finding a good mechanic and getting everything done in one hit. Right. Take it to Craig. He's going to be as good as bet as anybody. And seeing as you're a chum of Mustard and chum of me, he'll he's a lovely guy and he looks after everybody, but I'm sure that he would pay particularly close attention to you. And he's a good chap. He knows his stuff. Mustard and Boaty's Mobile Operations Centre. Mustard and Boaty's Mobile Mabmock. The mighty Mabmock. That's got a ring to it, hasn't it? It does need a name, and it will get one. Trace says, Caravan should be called Bella, after Mustard's childhood love interest. Well, you've got to know his life story, haven't you? Or Susan, just because she looks like a Susan. Classic Wheels Wales. Hello, Mike. How are you today, mate? Good evening to you. Could the Caravan have advertising potential or ways of producing money for your charities? That's kind of the plan. My half-assed idea is to, Mustard and I had the idea of getting it sort of muraled or painted up by local artists to make it look distinctive. The fact that two very heterosexual, hairy-assed, 6-foot-plus males together in a two-berth caravan is quite amusing and entertaining in and of itself. So those things combined, my idea is to take it to the car shows and meets next year with some dodgy merch and just have a bucket, a charity bucket, and people can come and visit us in the caravan, take the piss out of us, have a picture taken of them poking their tongue out at us or something. I'll probably give them some food. They can throw some money in the bucket should they feel so inclined, and that will go to my charity. Pingu Concord, who is the chap who so kindly paid for the caravan and made it happen for us, he suggested that that I put the caravan's equivalent value down as a donation for the charity, so that the 5,000 quid that I would need to raise in a 12-month calendar year to get the charity registration number, that would be a kind of really good head start for that. So yeah, to answer your question, it will have certainly fundraising for charity potential and quite possibly advertising potential. I would quite happily slap an advert on it, just like I'd slap an advert on this channel or on a video, if it raises a few quid for the charity. I'd do anything, basically. I'd drop my trousers and fart the French national anthem if somebody would throw some money at it. For fuck's sake, says Arthritis, 3 nights in a row, you big lanky fud. Yeah, I know. Well, this is totally unplanned. Although, left to my own devices, I'd probably do it every bloody night. It would have to be a bit shorter, but I really enjoy it. It's good fun. And you guys are wonderful company. I love you all very deeply in a, heterosexual, consensual, platonic type way. The kind of love that means I would hug you and wish you well and feed you, rather than the heading in the pottering direction, which has probably got more to do with lust than love, if we're honest. Oh, bless you, read the kids, etc. It's I do stuff like that. Because you guys, well, to the best of my knowledge, none of you are a part of Singles, so you won't know all of the silly things that I've done over the past few years. I've given about 3 cars away, by which I mean I don't mean I've given away cars I've already got. I've gone out and bought cars for people who needed them and just handed them over. And in at least one case, taxed, insured, and MOT'd as well. That was, God bless her, that was a mum of 4 who had cancer and was trying to get to the oncology appointments on public transport with 4 kids in tow. And yeah, she was having to get, she's a single mum, she's coping with 4 kids, she's coping on a low income, and she's got bloody cancer. And then on top of all of that, she's got to try and get 2 buses and drag 4 kids on public transport to oncology appointments. I bloody wasn't having that. She could drive, she had a license, so I bought her a little car. It was nothing special. It was a Peugeot 206, or quite a nice model though. It had aircon and things. Because that was that was before the pandemic when you could buy cars cheaply. And I bought it for 350 quid or something, slapped an MOT and some tax on it and just gave it her. Because why wouldn't you? If you could, why wouldn't you? And yeah, it's things like that that make the world go round, don't they? And I've not really been in a position to do it much of late, which is why I've been trying to raise funds from other people rather than just taking stuff from my own pocket. But it's probably selfish on some level. I'm probably trying to restore my balance at the Bank of God before I head upstairs to make up for all of the desperately awful things I did when I was a young man who didn't know any better. But if you believe in karma or the power of the universe, then these things come around, don't they? I got, thanks to Pingu, Mustard and we got gifted a fabulous caravan that we love and that's going to do a lot of good. So, good things come and good things should go, and it should all just go round in a big pot of love. I really am feeling quite good about life at the moment. Glad to see the restaurant packed, Boaty. That's our friend Stephen from across the Heading Pond referring to. I put a video up tonight. I put it up tonight, but it was a very brief video, like 3 minutes, of just some behind the scenes clips of the restaurant during the during the Christmas Day service, just for a bit of something different, really. I mean, it's a big part of my life. I'm there nearly every night. So maybe I should put some more little bits up to give you guys a little insight into what I get up to when I'm not making silly videos or getting drunk or talking to you guys like this. Anyway, what did he say? That's got to be good for business, not for people's asses, mind you, but you get the idea. I read your comment on the video, Stephen, and you don't need to worry about that. We serve very different food to the customers than that which we eat ourselves. because we wouldn't want a death on the premises. And I have a very Asian palate now because, over the years I've just become used to eating that sort of food. But most Europeans don't. So all of our restaurant dishes, with with probably about 4 exceptions out of maybe 300 menu items, they're all specially designed for the European palate. So nobody's arse is going to explode from eating the restaurant food. There are the food that we eat ourselves is different, or at the very least it would be made differently. So yeah, don't worry, guys. If you come to the restaurant, you're not going to get your arse blown off by eating the kind of stuff that you've seen in my dishes or in Boti's noshes, or that you've seen the aftermath of after I've eaten a bloody Carolina Reaper Naga chili. That was only the first one that had that really bad effect, when we didn't realise just how ridiculously hot those chilies were. It was only actually after Googling, when the day after, that I found out they are the world's hottest chili. We just looked at them and thought, oh, nice, a homegrown chili, and just chopped 2 of them up and put it in the staff curry. Well, bloody well, you can imagine what happened. But yeah, business was good on Christmas Day. 130 covers, and being Christmas Day, everybody well and truly had their drinking trousers on. So the wet take probably outdid the dry take. Shame it's only once a year, really, and it's a hell of a day. It's a hell of a day for us, but yeah, good for business. Although I should point out that I have no ownership of the restaurant, so I don't benefit. I don't benefit per se. Well, not directly anyway. It's difficult to explain my situation there. It will probably make some more sense at some point. At some point next year, when things become a bit more formal. But they're my family. They're my adopted family, and they've adopted me. So it is like a family business. We are all extended family there. Obviously, I'm the adopted one, and that's how we treat it. We work together there, and yeah, we all treat it as our own business, because it's all within the family. And just like you'd expect from a family, we do, at the very least, we eat like bloody kings. But right, advertising to raise cash, good show, absolutely. Trace is great, thank you, preferred it to be honest. Right, Trace, good, now I know. Ali Mac has his, he has black coffee strong with 3 sugars. So that's okay. I would just make you the same coffee I have myself and just chuck a bit more sugar in it. What's the crack on your new microwave, says Bad Books? Easier to clean, does it cook okay? It's great, it's what I wanted. It's one of those flat bed types, which I'm used to at work, and you can get more in them because you've got a completely usable space, rather than no matter what the internal size of a normal microwave is, you're pretty much restricted to what you can perch on the turntable doings. whereas this is just a cuboid space, and you can use all of the space. And it is easier to keep clean because you can just wipe it clean. And it was a bloody bargain. If you need a new microwave and you're poor like me, go and buy one of those. It was 60 quid. So yeah, I love the new microwave. Absolutely brilliant. It's a little bit bigger than the previous one, which bum swizzled me a bit because it kind of buggers up my spice display, or at least I thought it did, but it's just a little bit different. I'm getting used to it now. So yeah, that is all good. One of those LED message bars is probably required for the back window of the caravan. Absolutely right. Yeah, 100% agree on that. I'm sure we've all seen the Top Gear Caravan episode, and whatever Mustard and I do is bound to be reminiscent of that in some way. Although we haven't crashed it yet, as Captain Slow did. Although, to be absolutely fair, neither of us have actually towed it yet, because Senior Mustard, bless him, took on that role. I'm not remotely worried about towing the caravan. I'll tow it, no problem at all. I'm quite looking forward to it. I'm half thinking about having Monday night jollies, because it's easy enough to put up and put down, and if you're only in it for one night, then as long as you've got a fully charged leisure battery and some gas, you can make yourself really quite comfortable. So I've got this crazy idea of just rocking up to Mustard's as I normally do on a Monday, doing our do, and then when he goes home, I'll bugger off with the caravan, sod off to the Talica Beach at North Wales, camp overnight, do a live stream from it or something, and obviously get drunk and eat curry. I mean, that's a given. And just wake up somewhere fabulous by the beach. And I kind of really like that idea. It's not difficult to set it up, especially if you leave it attached to the car. You've only got to put a couple of legs down, turn the elastic trickery on, and turn the gas on, and you're all good to go. And then on the Tuesday, I could just tow it back to Mustard's in the morning, do a bit of filming, have a spot of lunch, and then sod off straight to the restaurant. And I'm seriously thinking about that being a regular Monday thing, and just going to a different place each Monday night. And really getting some use out of the caravan, getting some content out of it. Maybe I could bring the caravan to somewhere near at least one or more of you guys, and we could meet up of a Monday evening and have a little drinky somewhere, like Boaty on tour. I love that sort of thing, and I'd love to do it, and I'm very seriously thinking about it. But yeah, one of those LED bars in the back window would be hilarious. Oh, right. Excellent. Right, we have established that Max is an Elton John tribute, and we have now further established that he has milk and no sugar in his coffee. So when all of you guys come round for breakfast, this is good. I'll have a head start. I will know what to serve you. And then the big green bar, because Trace has been kind enough to become a channel member. If you didn't know, you can support the channel in many ways, but only if you've got a couple of spare bob. Don't even think about it if you're in the same sort of situation that I am. But if you want to, you can become a channel member, and you can do the super chat and the super thanks, or if you wanted to support the charity specifically, rather than the channel and then the charity, and doing this would also mean that YouTube didn't take 50% of it or 40% or whatever it is I take. You can just go to my charity website, and there is a donate button there where you can donate literally any amount, 5p, 10p, 20 pence, literally any amount at all, and you can make a donation direct to the charity there via a secure PayPal link. It's www.uksinglesnetwork.com, and then if you go to the charity page where it says charity up at the top, actually there might be a donate button on the bottom of the main page as well. But if you want to read what the charity is about, go to the charity page. And yeah, there's a secure donation portal, and PayPal take their little commission, but it is a very, very small commission, nothing compared to what YouTube take. So aside from that, every single penny just goes direct to Singles. That's my little plug over and done with. Opwap, Jane off Rainbow, Rod, Jane and Freddie. Is she still alive? Bloody hell. She was knocking on a bit when I was a kid, and I'm old. D-Mac does a Tina Turner act. Lol. Do you really? I want that to be true. I want you to be a Tina Turner tribute. D-Mac as Tina Turner. We don't need another hero. But with oh right. Bad Book says I'm a monkey hanger. What's a monkey hanger? Lost me. Somebody help me out. What's a monkey hanger? But I used to live in Geordieland. Arthritis says Opwap Stevie Nicks. Hasn't she just died? Or was it the other one? Steamy Windows. I couldn't not join stroke pay, says Trace. I always said, open brackets to people, exclamation mark, lol, close brackets, that if I could subscribe in cash to you, then I would, so I did now. Bless your heart. Thanks, Trace, really appreciate it, love. I will, if you want any special perks, I've said this before, but if you become a channel member, you get perks, and they're kind of off-the-shelf perks that YouTube suggest, and you add the perks into the relevant tiers, because there are 3 tiers of membership. But as I've said from the beginning, if there's anything else that you would like as a perk for being a channel member, just shout me directly and I will do it, or send it, or shout it out, or advertise it, or whatever it is that you want. Oh, hello, we've got One Health Review. Stephen S. Paul, have you been filthy? Oh, no. Seduction Cubicle. The problem with all of these seduction type references to the caravan. Now, on a Monday night, if I'm out and about on my own as a footloose, fancy-free, single, approaching pensioner age chap, then that's fair enough. But I get a bit discombobulated with the podgering and seduction references with the caravan, because I'm going to be in there a lot with Mustard, and I really don't want to get those 2 things mixed up. I mean, imagine if I was in a full-on podgering situation in the caravan and Mustard popped into my mind. I mean, that would kill things, wouldn't it? Bloody hellfire. It'd be like the old days when you were a kid and you had to think of your grandmother's budgie to try and last an extra 30 seconds. John Muruzzi says, I actually quite like the chunky Citroens with plastic bits stuck on them. I ended up doing a trade on a Skoda Superb with a knackered DMF for the Streetwise. I'd always quite liked them, so when the opportunity arose, I took it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the Streetwise. I quite fancy one. Good job I didn't press the join button. I wouldn't have any money for the bus, says D-Mac. A good job indeed. The worst part of the Streetwise is definitely the name. I don't know, it's no less naff than the other bloody, what are they called, some of the other ones? The Air Cross or the Land Hoof. Could be worse. There, yeah. Right. Oh, another one held for review. If yeah, yeah, yes, they would, DMAC. Um, oh, good point. My head gasket may be buggered, but my streetwise did bring me to this community. Just as what's her name's milkshake brought all the kids to the yard, his streetwise brought him to this community. So, well, I'll raise a glass to that, and I'll drink some of this rather nice wine. We're not going to go on forever tonight, guys. This is totally unplanned. So, put in a bit of a time limit on this one, because I have other things to do. Actually, do I? Or is that a big fat lie? Yeah, I don't really have things to do at all, do I? Apart from, well, I've got lots of comments to reply to on videos. I reply to every comment, and been a bit busy lately, so I've fallen all behind like a cow's tail. And I need to think of some upcoming video. I'll tell you what I need to do. I need to find some tyres for Stigba, and then on Thursday's video might be going to get tyres fitted to Stigba somewhere. Or I might do a driving to work on a Thursday night. Or I might do both. Or I might do neither and just stay in bed scratching my balls and farting. You know, who knows? Who knows? If you're interested in my food, last night, I've been doing alright for food. Last night I had a rather delicious beef stir fry with ginger and onion and scallions and a kind of spiced up oyster sauce, and that was nice. And for lunch today I had, what did I have for lunch today? Oh, I had what I told you I was going to have last night. The toad in the muff, or whatever somebody else called it. Yeah, sausages baked in homemade stuffing with new potatoes tossed in butter, mint and parsley, and green beans tossed in butter and black pepper with some nice gravy. And it was jolly nice. I really enjoyed it. It's the first kind of, well, as I said last night, haven't had anything even edging towards a Sunday lunch for ages, and it was jolly nice. And tonight I'm having my trademark homemade Chinese chicken curry, which is absolutely fabulous. It's one of those things I struggle not to eat every day. And tomorrow tomorrow's lunch will be ham salad, so that's brought you up to date on that. Where do we get to? The head gasket leak. The head gasket leaks, so I lose water. But the back door seal also leaks, so I take on water when it rains. So far, it seems to be balancing itself out. Oh dear. Oh, Boaty, I dropped a link on your Facebook group for Stardisk. Can't really find much more about it on Facebook, but that page gives a basic idea. Thank you. Funnily enough, on one of the pages I follow, either one of the Peak District pages or the Out and About in Derbyshire, they posted a picture of it literally only a couple of days ago. So I have seen it, and that's on the list. I tell you what, on the nearest night that I can to the summer solstice, the longest day, no, that doesn't make sense. Why would I do it on the longest day? That's crazy. No, okay. In spring, when it's still getting dark relatively early-ish, I'll go there one Monday night when I'm off, I'll go there. I'll go there in daylight, and film as it becomes twilight and stuff, and then when it gets dark, and get back in time for a Monday Night Live, because that looks quite a funky place, and it might be quite cool to show you guys. I might even do a live stream there. Yeah, I know, Gilbert. 3 nights in a row, 3 lives in a row. Boats, what the? For anybody wondering, I got home really late tonight. I didn't get to jump onto Mustard's live stream as planned. And when I jumped on, he was just finishing, and everybody said, "Oh, go live," because they were clearly in the mood to chat a bit more. And I thought, oh, sod it, why not? Just do half an hour or an hour or something. How long have I been going? Probably longer than I think. Time runs away with you when you do these things. So yeah, that's why I'm here. I would actually do it every night. I'd have to cut it a bit shorter, but I would genuinely do it every night. I really enjoy it. And it's only like having a daily show on the radio, isn't it? And it's nice to be able to check in live with you guys and let you know what's actually happening in the here and now, and find out what's happening with you, rather than having to do it with videos and comments in videos, because they're always a few days apart from each other. And look at me, just getting into a funky rhythm. Ooh! Weird. You need Top Gear Dog, recommend Whippet. Going backwards will be fun. Another one held for review. What does this one say? Yes, boats. Cars, caravans, nude women, drink, gambling, and lots of sex. What a place. Well, that would be my plan for the caravan on a Monday evening, pretty much. Yeah, that would work for me. You cannot whack Blackpool. Blackpool is like Las Vegas, although a much lower end version. The immense and incredible vulgarity of it is fun for a while, and then it just makes you feel a bit sick. I haven't been to Blackpool for ages. I mean, the one thing that Blackpool has got going for it, and it's not one thing, it's many things, is roller coasters. And I am a huge roller coaster enthusiast, like massive. Like, I've set records for, the most amount of perpetual goes on one. So I'm a total roller coaster freak, and Blackpool is like nirvana for roller coaster people. But I haven't been for ages and ages and ages. It has got that going for it, but Vegas has been more of a playground than Blackpool recently, until I became poor. And Vegas, I can stand Vegas for about 4 days. 5 if I have a day where I sod off somewhere else to the Grand Canyon or the Hoover Dam or something. I do like the Hoover Dam. That's quite cool. And after 4 or 5 days, that's enough. Top tip: if you're going to Vegas, go for about 5 days. Actually, if you were thinking of going to Vegas, I've got loads of tips that I could give you to make it a really cheap and cost-effective visit. Because if you know what you're doing in Vegas, if you know all the little tips and tricks, you won't pay for a single drink all the time that you're there. You'll eat like a king for next to nothing. You'll get your hotel room, if not fully comped, then at least half comped. And you'll get this, that, and the other thrown at you. You just need to be a little bit smart, and you can do really well in Vegas. I've never ever come back from Vegas with less money than I went with. I've always come back with more money than I went with. and lots of other things along the way. I mean, the last time I was there, I was staying at the Bellagio. I got a free upgrade to a top suite. I hired a Cadillac Escalade for all the time that I was there. Paid for all of that and still came back with more money than I went with. Vegas is, if you're smart, if you're a mug, then Vegas will take your trousers and pants down and well and truly bend you over, because everybody is on the make. I mean, if you're a single bloke in Vegas and you get into a cab, whether you like it or not, they'll take you to a hooker, because they'll be on a kickback from the hooker, as are most of the bellboys and the bellhops and so on and so on and so on. So be careful if you go there as a single bloke. And otherwise, they'll just try and take your trousers and pants down at the tables or the slots. It's no accident that to get to your hotel room from the lobby, you have to walk through a casino. And it's also no accident that there are no windows and there are no clocks. They want to keep you in that casino for as long as possible until they've taken the lot. It's said that the prayer of anybody visiting Vegas as they get out at, forgotten the name of the airport, begins with a C. But when they get off the plane, their prayer is, please God, let me break even. But you can do a lot better than that if you're a little bit cute. But we can talk about that another time. In terms of where I would go with the caravan, Blackpool would not be somewhere that would be on my mind. I would be thinking about, what springs to mind? Talaka. I love Talaka Beach, or Talaka, or Talaka, however you're supposed to pronounce it. Llandudno, somewhere near Llandudno, somewhere near Barmouth. I've become a fan of the North Wales coast of late. That doesn't come naturally to me, being a South Walian, but of course it's the most within striking distance for where I live here. Let me have a look. Oh, hang on. Restaurant video was good, says KKC. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. If you were offered the chance to replace a Grand Tour presenter with yourself, which two would you keep? Feel free to elaborate. There's a question. Well, that's easy to answer. I'd get rid of Hammond, and I'd be with May and Clarkson. Nothing against Hammond. I would just enjoy myself more with Clarkson and May, I think. We're all, definitely. That is 100% what I would do. Because, I don't know, think about it like if you're at a party. If I was at a party and those three chaps were there, the two that I would want to spend time with the most would be Clarkson and May. And I've never met any of them. When I was doing stuff with Top Gear, they were all different presenters. And the one that I got on best with, as I'm sure I've told you many times before, was Quentin Wilson, who was a really nice, down-to-earth guy with the most foul-mouthed vocabulary that you can possibly imagine. Top guy. He once swapped a packet of cigarettes, a packet of Benson and Hedges, for a Datsun 120, a Datsun 120A, and he swore blind that he was the one who got ripped off. Mustard has just messaged me, asking me what I think of Nigella. He obviously didn't watch the end of his own live stream and saw you lot telling me to go live. So he's probably wondering why I'm not replying to him. I hope he doesn't get annoyed that I leapt on a live immediately after him. I mean, it's not like competition or anything. It was, you guys wanted to carry on chatting and you asked me, and, I'm such a whore for attention that I don't need asking twice. So yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd get rid of Hammond and keep Clarkson and May, and I would do it with them. God, I wonder how that would go down, because Clarkson and I are probably a little bit, are we a bit too similar? We're the same height, we smoke the same cigarettes, we're both loud, bombastic, arrogant, opinionated twats. So that could be quite interesting actually. I'd like to meet the guy. Some friends of mine have been down to his farm shop and restaurant, and he was there working, and they had a chat and had their pictures taken with him and whatnot, and I'd quite like to do that. Let's whiz through some comments. Guess what I bought on eBay, says Gilbert Theophilus Codwacker. It has a man playing the trumpet. You've bought a toast rack. You've bought a toast rack, haven't you? You total legend. The toast rack thing is going great guns. I'm really excited about that. And I'm not going to let that one slide. We are going to be a community that changes the toast rack world. I'm going to keep banging on about it. Message health review. Apparently, says MCH_419, one of the biggest things women look for in a man is the ability to make them laugh. Bullshit. I have 6 charges for indecent exposure to disprove this theory. Or more likely, inadequate exposure. I have actually found that to be true. In my experience, you can laugh a woman into bed. And I've spoken about this before. Obviously, I own a dating website. I run a singles network. And how men can get it so wrong is beyond me. Now, okay, my singles community, it's a Facebook community. It normally runs at around 10,000 members on any one day. Obviously, people come, people go. When it's running at full tilt, I'll get 100 people joining per day. But there's a natural churn because people leave because they get annoyed that they haven't found the love of their life, even though they haven't bloody posted anything. Or maybe they get partnered up and it's no longer appropriate to be part of a singles network. But how do men get it so wrong? They'll be in a community with literally thousands of women, and any one of those women could be your Miss Right. You never know. And they totally shoot themselves in the foot by being miserable, depressing, whinging arses. And why do they think that a woman is going to be attracted to that? We've got enough bloody misery in our own lives. We don't need it from a partner. And the begging, I've been single so long that, I'd take anything with a pulse. For a start, nobody is going to sleep with you or go out with you or marry you because they feel sorry for you. And would you even want them to? Sorry, I'm pointing at you guys. This isn't aimed at you. Just imagine I'm pointing at my singles people. And I'd love to get them here so we could all point at them and give them a jolly good talking to. No, nobody's, making yourself seem, nobody's going to do that because they feel sorry for you. It's not going to happen. And give them a reason. Be fun. Make them laugh. I mean, and it's not just women. People like to be made laugh. People like to have a laugh. Don't be, even if you're miserable as sin inside, don't put that out there in a singles forum where you're hoping to find the person that's going to make you not sin. Anyway, I shouldn't be talking about this to you guys. You all know this. I should record a video, and I have recorded videos for my singles people, and I even got a lovely girl called Kiki, who is a professional dating coach, and she very kindly did some free Q&As for me. Lovely, lovely lady, bless her. And what good did it do? None at all. Most of them didn't watch it, and those that did bloody well ignored it. So I have tried, and now I've just kind of, after however many years it is of knocking my head against a brick wall, I've kind of given up a little bit. So I don't try as much as I used to. I used to try so hard. I was in there every minute that I could be. I did all of these clever features to get people chatting and to get them matching up. And I put on all sorts of real life events. We had a nationwide bowling league and all sorts of stuff. And eventually it just all got knocked out of me. And I thought, sod you, I'm not making all of the effort for you. So as I've mentioned many times before, it's not the place it once was. And now I don't put the time in there much anyway. Maybe I will again one day. Our Whippet loved the caravan. Her only naughty moment, the campsite's cockerel ran for it. Tia chased and pulled his tail feathers out. Cockerel okay, other than a bold bum. An OPWAP for the ladies, Nigel Havers, not a bad shout. KKC comes from Hartlepool. Okay, I thought that, Monkey Hanger, Hartlepool. My geography has let me down here. I thought Hartlepool was sort of in that Geordie region. Apologies if that's offensive, and it's not. Somebody sent a glass of wine. It's Rax. Rax. It's Max. Rocket Max. Bless you. Thank you very much. That will have. I won't have seen that. I'm guessing you mean that you've pinged a couple of pence to the to the charity page, and that will have pinged up on other devices, and I'm just looking at this. So I didn't see it. Otherwise, I would have said thank you. But I'll say a proper thank you when this is done and dusted, and I can have a look and just make sure it is what I think it is. But bless you, thank you very much. You cheeky bastard, KKC. OPWAP, Boaty. No. I mean, whether I'm a WAP is very debatable. I think the vast majority of women would say, no, not if he was the last man on earth. But I'm certainly not a bloody OP. Mustard's older than me, call him an OPWAP. Although, I've got a birthday coming up in a few weeks. It is only a couple of weeks as well. And unless Mustard also has a birthday in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be the same age as Mustard. And that's scary because he's all old and stuff. And it's scary to think that you're the same age as an old person. I know he's not watching this, so I can get away with saying it. The Cozy Cube. Right. I took my 75 in for a service back in the day. They loaned me a Streetwise and it was fine. Well, I mean, it's over 25 really, isn't it? But I think they're quite funky and I would like one. I'm increasingly falling in love with the 25, and I think that if I ever had the funds to have a Mahusive collection, I'd love to have a GTI or even a BRM or what's the V one? What's the one Matt's got? What has Matt got? Furious driving. A V. It is a V something, isn't it? It's not the GTI he's got, and it's not the BRM. It's no. Anyway, I'd quite like, and I tell you what I would like. I'd love to try driving a a ZR, and see what the difference is. Because one of those hot ZRs, they did the ZR with the 1.8 lump in it, didn't they? Whatever that's called. What's it called? 160 ZR 160. That must be quite a tasty little thing. That. Right. Linda Lusardi is still stunning. Don Johnson, Dolph Lundgren, The Hoff. It's like an Oprah buffet for the ladies. Buffet. Streetwise, let that sink in. I'm genuinely happy with Streetwise. Could do with an inch more legroom maybe, but it's a lovely drive. Nippy enough and easy as pie to park. Pie. Yeah, the legroom thing is a good point. I've been driving one of my 25s tonight. I went to work in Brian Johnston, yeah, I'm a big lump. I'm 6'5", and I am a bit cramped in there. But they are great fun to drive. I had a lovely booner tonight for dinner. I decided my wife deserved a break from the kitchen. This is Ali Mac Mechanical. And did you make the booner yourself to give your wife a break from the kitchen, and obviously make some for her as well? Or did you just get a takeaway, you lazy sod? Cook it yourself, man. Real men know their way around the kitchen. Controversial. Don't forget to hit that like button, please, everyone. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, it didn't cost you anything. Please do hit the like button. It genuinely does help with all of the algorithms and things. Wait until you see the road to get up to Stardisk is rather narrow. Oh, that'll be fun. Look forward to that. I'm genuinely looking forward to that Stardisk thing. I'll find out a bit more about it because I like to know about things so I can anticipate them properly. But I have been up some narrow lanes in that area. When was it? It was in my ambulance days, because 2 of my contract days when I was based at Bakewell, I was all around there, and I've been up some horrendous lanes. People have heart attacks in really awkward places, you know. I shout piss time and the dog appears for a walk. Oh, hello. Why the mask on the food video? You look like a Nazi surgeon. Yeah. This is a live stream, and you are my friends, and I'm not going to lie to any of you. Right, the picture on the video, the still picture, which I also used for the thumbnail, that was taken the Christmas before, when it was still de rigueur to wear a mask. And the reason I used it was it's still the same people, but this Christmas, it was just a bit too hectic. And because we had so many people wanting to book, the year before we only did about 60 covers, and we did more than double that this year, which meant that we had to massively extend the service time. So we took our first table at 11 o'clock in the morning, and we ran through till like 7 o'clock at night. And we just didn't get chance to do any together stuff. We didn't get chance to do to do any publicity pics, or certainly didn't get chance to do any staff ones. So I reused the pic from the year before, and that's why me and Jyoti are wearing a mask, because you know, a year ago it was still kind of the done thing, and I can't remember if it was mandatory, but people were still a bit more like that, you know. So we did kind of mask up a bit. So there you go. I've let you into a little secret there. But the people were the same. We had more people this year, but the people in that pick were all there this year. It was me and Divas, who you'll have seen in the Great Wiper Debate, and Jyoti and Deepa and Bikas, and we were all there again this Christmas. So it was a bit of a cheat, but it was kind of a necessary cheat, and it's a nice picture. And don't tell anybody, and we'll get away with it. Time is fast when you're enjoying yourself, Boaty. It flies past, doesn't it? Boaty, you're welcome to join me for a chat on a Friday night sometime if you want. I think it would be fun. It would be. The problem is Friday night, I don't normally get back from the restaurant until around midnight. So it's probably going to be a bit too late. And to be honest, if I've had... Friday night is a night where I start early, I finish late, so it's not like midweek. I've put in a proper shift at work, and I've probably been running around like a mad thing. And so kind of Friday and Saturday night, to be honest, when I get in, it's super late, and all I want to do is open a bottle of wine, eat and sleep. But I'd love to do it. I'd love to go on everybody's live. The only one I've ever done is mine and Tracy's friend Steve's, and that was before I did one of my own. So yeah, if anybody does a live on a late live on a night other than Friday or Saturday, I'd be 100% up for it if you'd like me to come on. KKC says, you could have been on the radio. You remind me of Les Ross. I have been on the radio, several radios. I've done stuff mostly with the BBC. I did stuff back in the day for Radio WM, and I did a lot more stuff for Radio Wales. So chances are, if you listen to Radio Wales a few years back, you'd have heard me on various shows, actually. I also used to write for Radio 2 a little, and I have done some. I've done some guest slots on various independent stations. Haven't done any of that stuff for a while though, but yeah, it has been done in the past, and I do love radio. And actually, I was going to say I'd love to do it again because I kind of would, but actually I prefer doing this in a way. You get more immediate feedback with this than you do with radio. Although the Radio Wales stuff, that was really good fun. If you've never listened to Radio Wales, you should, because there are some great people on there and some great shows. I'm a little bit out of touch now because I don't live in Wales anymore. So I don't know who's on, but I know that my mate Win is the Go Compare man. He's still got a show on there. Rod Gilbert gave up his show, sadly, which is a shame because it was brilliant. He does a podcast, or he did a podcast. He's obviously been battling cancer, sadly, for a while now. So his podcast is on hold. He does it with his wife Sian, who is an excellent comedy writer and comedy performer herself, and it's produced by a guy called Barry Castagnola, who is also a really good comedian, and regular guest slots are really funny people like Tom Wrigglesworth, Greg Davis. That used to be a brilliant show. Sadly, that's not on. I don't know if Owen Money is still on. Sadly, the night garden chap, what was his name? Chris Needs. He passed away, sadly. I used to enjoy that. Hey ho. But yeah, radio is good fun. I would like to set up a podcast. I'd love to set up a podcast with Mustard and I've always talked about doing it. Well, I've talked about doing it, and he said, "Yeah, okay." Actually, I think he's probably more enthusiastic about it now. Now that he's really getting into his own live streams. So he's not as confident as you might think with newer things. He's a lot shyer than you might think when you actually get to know him. And I know the live streams shook him a little bit, but he'll be brilliant. I've told him so as well. Once you get that little bit of comfort, so you can just be yourself, he'll be absolutely brilliant. Because the side of him that you all love and I love in his videos, that will come out naturally in the live stream as well. I'd love to know how tonight's went. I was going to watch it all. I was going to watch it all back, but now I'm doing this instead. So I'll watch it in the morning. But from the little bit I saw at the end, it looked as if he was, properly set up, sounding great, looking relaxed, and sounded as if he was well into it. So I hope it was a really good one. I will catch up in the morning. Do the roller coasters rust over there too? Oh, that's from Stephen. Yes, they do. Far worse than in the States. There are some great coasters in the States. I've forgotten so many of them. Got all the ones at Six Flags. Six Flags? Nine Flags. Six Flags, isn't it? That's a thing I'd like to do. I'd like to go around all of the Six Flags. I think I've only done 3. Anywho, I do love roller coasters, and if you would like me to pick some favourite roller coasters, I will do so. And I'd like to hear yours, please. Thank you. I've got to say the Grand National. Everybody loves the Grand National. It's hilarious. God almighty. I mean, it's a few years since I've been on it, but my God, you wonder how the thing is still standing up. I love Megaphobia at Oakwood Park. If you're not familiar with Oakwood Park, it's probably the only relatively major theme park in Wales, and it's in South Wales near Narberth. And they had it's not huge or exceptional in any way, but it's a woody, and I prefer woodies. But it's like a new build woody, or relatively new build. It was probably built, oh God, it's probably 25 years ago now, is it? How old am I? Yeah, it is going to be 25 years, isn't it? But it's a really well-built coaster, and it's really good fun. And that's definitely up there on my favourites. And a fantastic coaster it's called Tonnerre de Zeus, and it's at Parc Asterix, which is an amazing theme park on the outskirts of Paris. And Tonnerre de Zeus is a hell of a wooden roller coaster. Absolutely brilliant. And there were some amazing ones in the States, but I can't remember them. No, it's no good. It's no, I can't remember. But anyway, there you go. Let's do some comments. How funny, I'm editing my Blackpool Road video at the moment, says Trace. Spent a few hours there recently, first time since 1986 when I was in a tram crash. It was fun revisiting. Well, we'll all look forward to seeing that video, Trace. There's hardly any water left at the Hoover Dam these days. Is there not? again, you don't realise time flies. It's probably 5 years since I've been to the Hoover Dam. No, that's a lie. I've been here. Of course, it's not 5 years. God Almighty, what am I talking about? Um, I was at the Hoover Dam the last time, the year before my divorce. So it's probably 7 or 8. God, it's 8 years, 7 or 8 years since I've been to Vegas. That's criminal. Because of course, since being taken poor with the divorce, the only places I've been that aren't the UK are the Maltese Islands, which I had a love affair with anyway. And immediately after being divorced, over the winter, I used to just spend 3 or 4 days a month out in the islands. It's like a second home. And then the pandemic hit, and then I became even poorer, and I haven't even been there for 2 or 3 years. So that's something I'd like to go back to doing. Even if it was just Jan, Feb, March, and just get out there because it's so cheap to do, or it used to be. I don't know what it's like now. But a couple of years ago, when I was doing it on a month-by-month basis, your flights were $19.99 each way, good old Ryanair from East Mids, and you'd pay about 80 quid for 3 nights in a first-class hotel, and I do mean first class. My hotel of choice was always the Dolmen Resort in Shalendi. The only problem with Malta is it's just becoming increasingly spoiled. And the last couple of years I spent less time in Malta and more in Gozo, because Gozo is still pretty much unspoiled, and it is kind of paradise on earth. And my favourite part of Gozo is Jalendi Bay, and my favourite part of Jalendi Bay is St Patrick's Hotel. Although, thinking about it, even that's been bloody ruined now, because I've not seen it, but they knocked down the Stone Crab, a lovely restaurant, and they've put a bloody great apartment block up there. So Jalendi's probably fucked now. What's the world coming to? I might as well stay here or go to the North Wales coast in my caravan. I'm interested in Vegas tips for my assistant. She wants to take her husband. I'll give you a load. I'll do it on another vid though, because it's getting a bit late. I've been doing this for an hour and a half or something. But yeah, I've got very, very quickly tips. You are expected, talking of tips, you're expected to tip everybody, but don't over tip. You've probably got big bills from wherever you got your currency exchange from, and you probably haven't got any small denomination bills. You probably haven't got any 1s or 5s. So don't go giving 10s or 20s away as tips. People don't expect it. You know, $1 or $2 is because you've got to tip everybody, but because they get tipped all the time, and it is a tip economy. Everybody there survives on tips, but they don't have to be massive tips. You're going to be tipping so many times a day that $1 or $2 is absolutely fine. And if you don't have small bills, all of the ATMs in the resort complexes, they're not just ATMs, they're bill breakers. So if you put $100 bill in, it'll give you 5 20s. If you put a 20 in, it'll give you 4 5s. And if you put a 5 in, it'll give you 5 1s. So there's one tip. Make sure that you sign up for the equivalent of the loyalty program in each casino that you play in. And make sure that anytime that you sit at a gaming table or go on a slot or anything of that nature, make sure you present your card, and you will get a load of perks from that. And there will always be whichever hotel you're staying in, chances are it's got a casino, and there will be like a casino dude that you can speak to. So a day or two before you check out, ring up room service, ring up the front desk, and ask to be put through to the casino receptionist or casino coordinator, whatever they call them in that particular hotel. Ask them to have a look at your record of play, and ask them what comps they can give you. And you'll be surprised what you'll get. Depending on how active you've been, then you might get a completely free visit next time. You might get half knocked off your hotel bill. You might get even more than that. So it does help to be active in the casinos, but of course, the important thing there is not to lose money. And you will be surprised, in American casinos, it's quite easy not to lose money. I've got loads of stories to tell you about that. Play blackjack. In American blackjack, the odds are actually not in the house's favour, they're in the punter's favour, as long as you know what you're doing. So when you get out there, play blackjack, and before you get out there, learn how to play blackjack properly. Learn how to understand and correctly play the probabilities. And then you will find that suddenly it's the one game in the casino where if you play it properly, you can have the odds in your favour rather than the house. The reason that the house always wins on blackjack is because people play it badly. It really is as simple as that. If you're a sensible player, you should be able to play blackjack all night and not catch a cold. You should come out on top, but you certainly shouldn't get hurt too badly. And that's the reason that I said that I've always been able to go to Vegas and come back with more money than I went with. It's not quite as easy in the UK, and even less easy in Europe, because there are some minor tweaks to rules. But in the States, because for whatever reason, they've made it that little bit easier. So unless things have changed since the last time I was out there, if you play blackjack correctly, the odds will be in your favour, not by much, by somewhere between 0.5 and 1%, but that should be enough really, because that's how probability works. But we'll do that, and I might do a video on that actually. Would anybody be interested in learning how to play blackjack properly? So that if you go to the casino for a social night out or a bit of fun or something, or even if you just want to play at home, you actually know how to play it properly. If anybody would be interested, I'll do it in a video or in a live stream, and that would be coming from a semi-pro 30 card player of 30 years standing. To give you an idea, I've been out to Vegas with my wife and kids when I was married, and we used to have fun playing at home, and I taught them all how to play blackjack. They never went to the casino, but we used to play at home for a bit of fun, just as a family thing. You know, I'd give them loads of 10 pences and I would be the bank, and they would play, and I'd let them keep whatever money they won. But I taught them how to play it properly, and this is so funny. The first time I went out to Vegas with them, and the first night that they went into the casino, they drew a crowd, because especially the three girls, because you've got three young, beautiful British girls sitting down to an American blackjack table, and they took them to the cleaners. They absolutely took them to the cleaners because they knew how to play exactly properly, and they genuinely drew crowds around the table, presumably because you just don't expect. I think that, you know, girls in their early 20s, or I think that's what they would have been then. Um, Actually, it would only have been two of them because Siobhan was too young. I think Siobhan was, I think she was only 18 or 19. So I don't think she could play. I think it was 21. She certainly couldn't drink, and neither could Bob up and down. But anyway, Katrina certainly. Katrina just took them to the cleaners. She could have made a fortune that week, but they wanted to go off and see all of the shows and do all of the other things. They didn't want to sit in a bloody in a casino all night. I did. Anyway, but I'll do some proper tips another time. I do Orlando most years, and I've done LA and New York. I love the USA. The Hoover Dam will soon be the Dyson Dam. Oh, hello, Weston's with us. Hello, Boaty. Hello, all. Hello. You must visit Scotland with the caravan. Do the A82. You will not be disappointed. I'd love to do Scotland in the caravan. I'd love to do Scotland full stop. The problem I've got at the moment is that I'm just so tired. I literally only have Monday and that's it. So I can do an overnight. I can do an overnight on Monday, as long as that means that I can get back in time on Tuesday. So I'm limited in where I can look at going, hence thinking about North Wales. You could do Prestatyn in the caravan. There's a joke there, isn't there? Yeah. I plan to do exactly that. Oh, thank you, Trace. Boaty is not old enough to be an OPWAP. He's the same age as me, and I'm certainly not near pensioner age. We're in our first flush, really, aren't we, Trace? Did you do Top Gear with Michelle Newman? She was Foxy and probably OPWAP now. No, I don't even remember her. Tell Mustard to come over. I haven't replied to him. Too busy doing this. Take the caravan to Calais and fill it with plonk. You can't do that anymore. You can't do that anymore. That used to be a thing, right? One of my things used to be that every 3 weeks I used to go over. Back then you could get a £35 return on Eurotunnel same day. And I used to, with other people usually. So we used to whiz through the tunnel, come out in Coquel, and then drive to the Belgian border to a place called Adinkerque, which is known as Tobacco Alley because the taxes are so much lower in Belgium. And then you'd buy all of your fags and tobacco and whatnot in Tobacco Alley. And then we'd drive back to Coquel or to Calais. Late lunch at that point in the Buffalo Grill, and then we would hit Tesco Vin Plus at what was it called? Site de l'Europe, the big shopping centre thing in Coquelles, and there was a Tesco Vin Plus, and it was like a French Tesco, but with all of your booze at super cheap prices, and you could actually use your club card. And you could pay in sterling, and it was brilliant. And then there was a change in the French taxation system, I think. And Tesco closed down, Sainsbury's closed down. So I don't know if it's even worth doing the booze run these days. Where would you go? I think to make it worthwhile, you'd have to go somewhere else. You'd have to go to Spain. The fags certainly aren't that much cheaper, if cheaper at all in France anymore. I mean, to get proper, you need to head down to Gib. But anyway, I would like to take the caravan to France just for the hell of it, because I love France. It's one of my favourite places in the world. Oh, I'm not. I'm sure he's just as much fun as I am. I'm not reading that out. That he might read, he might hear me say it and be offended. Somebody's 1 year older than me and Trace. I met Tiffany Dell at Thruxton on a track day. He was really down to earth. He was the only guy to overtake me on the track. Then he overtook the car in front of me sideways. Tiff's a bloody good driver and a nice guy. Weston says, sorry I don't comment much, but I do so enjoy listening and also reading the comments. Weston, tonight isn't supposed to be happening. Our friend, Captain Mustard of the Project Nigel channel, he does a live on a Tuesday. I got home late from the restaurant. I joined his live as a viewer just as it was finishing, said hello to everybody, and he was finishing. People wanted to keep on chatting. They said, oh, go live, Boaty. And, you know, I don't need any encouragement, so I did. So I'm here, and I'm not supposed to be here. Oh, excuse me. And I'll be going in a minute anyway. But lovely to have you here. Thanks for joining us. And we love having you around, and we love having you in the group as well. And thank you. Weston is very kindly going to send me an official Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group mug. And that's really kind of him. And I will genuinely treasure that. And I'm so excited to get it. And if it costs too much to ship it, let me know and I'll ping you some money, because I'd love to have that mug. I love that you're here with us, and I'd love to have that little memento and reminder. Let's see. Oh, hang on. The Lurpak ones I ordered, we're talking toast racks. Are we keeping one each, or are we gifting them both? Or do you want both? One for home and one for Mapmuck? Well, you must have at least one of them. Yeah, you must definitely have one of them. And we should probably gift the other one, or I'll have it because it's more interesting than mine. But then I will then gift mine. I'm not sure, but you must definitely have one. That's for absolutely sure and certain. And we'll come up with a cunning plan. If the right. Monkey hanger is Hartlepool. There we are. That's that mystery solved. Oh, hang on, is somebody going to bed? Oh, looks like Ali Mack is off to bed. The aged Paddington. 200 VI. Thank you, KKC. Yeah, it's the 200 VI that Matt's got, isn't it? And it's got the MGF VVC engine. The woman in the film Splash. Oh, yeah. Daryl Hannah. Good shout. My Streetwise is only on 45,000 miles, but I feel it's been a hard 45k. Hopefully there's a few years left in it. Look, if you get the head gasket done properly, with all of the latest doings, then as long as you are sensible, then you're set for life. Key thing with any K-series lump is no revving above 2.75,000 revs not until the temperature gauge is at the medium point, because that's water. Leave it a little bit longer because the oil needs to be at full operating temp before you start revving over 2.75. Out for a curry tomorrow. I normally have a Balti or Jalfrezi. That's my limit. Can you suggest something different? It depends where you are. Most curry houses are Bangladeshi, and I can't suggest anything different because this is going to sound awful, but it's pretty basic, the stuff they serve in Bangladeshi. They only use 3 base sauces. each of those base sauces has only got 3 main constituents, and they build their heat with just dried red chili flakes. It's kind of very naive food. Ours is a world away. We use 7 different base sauces, and our base sauces have upwards of 21 main constituents. And our spice mix is built in layers over a long period, and it's not built with artificial spice like those awful. I hate those red chili flakes. If somebody wants a silly curry like a Fal or a Magmaloo, then we use them, but we wouldn't dream of using them in our own food. We build the spice heat with an intricate and complex, slow-built mix. So it depends where you're going for your curry. The only suggestion I can give is ask if they've got some staff curry that you could try, because that is likely to be a damn sight better than anything that's on the menu. It's really difficult to say. I mean, if you were eating with us, yeah, I could absolutely, I could point you in the direction of about 20 curries on our menu that that you might enjoy more than a Balti or a Jalfrezi, but other people's menus, I can't really. Sorry. Hidden comment, let's have a look. OPWAP cancelled, no more OPWAP. Kelly LeBrock, what the fuck happened? Many teenage memories now ruined. Oh dear. Another one held for review. You sexy thing. I tell you what, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. Let me just quickly run through. It's 1:30 and I've done nothing. I've not even unpacked my work stuff, let alone started on supper or started getting drunk or anything useful like that. Let me just whiz through the comments and make sure I'm not missing anything terribly important. A mate called Woody. Oh, well, yeah. When did it? Right, okay. Oh, right. Toast racks. I'll keep one, you have the other, and let's do a raffle or auction for your current one or for your charity. Brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. Yeah, we can do that. Weston says, Boaty, you just have to let me. Oh, you're a legend. Thank you, Weston. I'll ping you an email tomorrow my time, which will probably be tonight your time or last night your time, or possibly a week next Tuesday. I'm all out of touch with these things. Thank you for your time, Boaty. A great bonus. Oh, you're more than welcome. I don't need any excuse. I'll end up doing this every bloody night. You just watch. Right, let's say good night. I'll have a quick puff, and then I'm going to make some curry. I have got. Oh, I'll show you. This is fresh from tonight. Now this is, we call it, can you see that? We call that lazuni chicken. Lazuni is the Nepalese word for garlic. And these are chicken supreme that we marinate in all sorts of things. Well, yogurt, obviously, everything's in yogurt. But these are marinated overnight, 24 hours in garlic, mustard, lots of good things, and then we sheik bake them. A sheik is the long skewer that you put into the tandoor, and so yeah, we bake them on a sheik in the tandoor, and I use these. Obviously, I do them at work, but I bring these. I bring the chicken home. I can't cook it at home because I don't have a tandoor. So I cook it at work and I bring it home, and I use that chicken as the base for a hell of a lot of my chicken dishes. So Tonight I'm making takeaway style Chinese chicken curry because I just think it's really nice. It's ever so easy to make, and I don't like the takeaway version because it's too bland, and they put peas in it. I can't stand peas, so I make it, and it's not. I cheat. I use the same cheap paste from Wing Yip that the restaurants and takeaways use. So it's a piece of pudding to make, and I use that chicken, which gives some real flavour depth to it. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I just make it with the Wing Yip paste, and I spice it up just with white pepper. White pepper works really well with a lot of Chinese sauces, and if you're liberal with it, it adds a really nice head spice kick to it. And yeah, I use that chicken. I'll even use it on a Sunday roast because it's just got that flavour depth to it that you're not going to get with any other chicken. It's absolutely gorgeous. So that's what I'm having for supper tonight. And when I put the phone down to you guys, put the phone down, how old am I? That's what I'm going to be making. And I'm jolly well looking forward to it, although it's going to be a late supper tonight, isn't it? Right, my lovelies. Have we all said good night? Does look nice. Oh. Thanks for jumping on the impromptu live. Oh, no problem. I love doing this. And thank you all for coming. It's been an unexpected pleasure. I genuinely couldn't do it on Friday and Saturday, and I couldn't really do it on Sunday because I need to get stuff ready for Monday. But you know, maybe I could do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Or would that be too much? Should it just be Monday and Thursday and just ad hoc any other time as and when it happens? Maybe. Project MGTF can never know of this live stream. Shh, he'll be really pissed off, won't he? He'll be really annoyed when he finds out. Enjoy your supper, boats. Thank you, I will. Right, so yeah, toodles, good night. Thank you, everybody. It's been unexpected and it's been great fun. I love doing these. I love hanging out with you guys. So there we are. There we are. All right, my loves. I'll catch you next time. The next scheduled live stream is Thursday. It's Thursday night, isn't it? Thursday night at 11, and tonight is Tuesday night. So yeah, we definitely won't be doing it tomorrow. That would be 4 and then 5 nights in a row. That's a bit too much. We'll have a break tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you on Thursday night. You take care, guys. Have a great day tomorrow, and good night and love to you all. Bye. Why does this button never bloody work?